You'll stand up, apologize to your mother, and march your lazy ass to the kitchen to refill drinks. Now. Colonel Douglas, Buck. Ramsey's voice cracked like a starter pistol in the walnut-paneled study. I stayed seated, back turned, letting the tirade splash against me like rain on Kevlar. When the echo finally died, I pivoted the chair slowly, the way I pivot a drone feed when I want the target to feel watched. In my lap rested a small velvet case. I opened it, lifted out 2 gleaming silver stars, and set them on his desk with a sound like a judge's gavel. Clack, clack. Stand at attention, Colonel, I said, voice calm enough to chill bourbon. You are addressing a flag officer. Let me rewind before your jaw finishes dropping. 3 weeks earlier, my mom, soft-spoken, serial peacemaker, begged me to fly in and help her move into Buck's McMansion in Fairfax. Buck was a freshly promoted full-bird Army colonel who ran his split level like Fallujah. The moment I arrived in jeans and a North Face fleece, he sized me up as civilian dead weight and began what he called corrective training. He confiscated my phone at dinner because no screens at the table. That phone was a hardened SATCOM brick that can wake the Secretary of Defense at 3 a.m. He made me refold fitted sheets to hospital corners while lecturing me on standards. I once folded an entire Iranian proxy network in the time it took him to criticize my towel alignment. Mom kept whispering, "Just let him win, honey. He's under so much stress." I smiled, nodded, and added another tick to the mental ledger titled Reasons This Man is About to Learn Physics. The breaking point was scheduled for Saturday night, command performance dinner. Buck invited his entire battalion leadership team, 8 field grades who needed his fitness report more than oxygen so they could admire his perfect military household. I was cast as the silent waitress. Wear something conservative and keep your mouth shut. He ordered. These are warriors, not your gamer friends. I said, "Yes, sir," with the exact tone I use when a foreign general thinks he's about to negotiate. That afternoon I left for work and simply never changed out of what I actually wear to work. Dress blues, gold stripe thick as a subway token, ribbons stacked like armor, and the single silver star of a rear admiral, select, catching the light like a warning beacon. I arrived 20 minutes late on purpose. Slipped in the side door while Buck was mid-brag about how he single-handedly saved the 2011 retrograde from Kuwait. I heard the forced laughter through the walls and felt almost bad for what was coming. Almost. He stormed into the study first, drunk on Cabernet and self-importance, ready to tear strips off me for dereliction of drink duty, only to find me already seated in his sacred leather throne, trench coat draped over the armrest like a cape. The screaming started. I waited until he ran out of oxygen, then spun the chair, stood, and let the coat fall. The hallway behind him filled with his officers. One look at my collar, and 8 spines snapped straight as ramrods. A grizzled light colonel barked the words that ended Buck's career in real time. Room, 10HUT, Admiral on deck. You've never seen a man deflate so fast. The red left his face in a visible whoosh, replaced by the gray you usually only see on sailors who just heard incoming. His mouth opened, closed, opened again. Nothing came out but a small animal sound. I stepped forward until my shadow covered his polished boots. "Colonel Ramsey, you are intoxicated, disorderly, and in violation of UCMJ Article 89, disrespect toward a superior commissioned officer. You will come to attention." His knees locked so hard I heard the pop. I continued, soft enough that only he could hear the kill shot. "You confiscated classified communications equipment, attempted to impose illegal orders on a flag officer, and created a hostile command climate. In front of your subordinates. I could end you with a phone call. I let that settled. But I'm feeling generous. You're going to retire. Quietly. Next week. Medical, family hardship, whatever story keeps you out of Leavenworth. And you are never going to raise your voice to my mother again."
He tried to speak.
I raised one finger. He shut up like I'd flipped a switch. I turned to the frozen audience of majors and lieutenant colonels. "Carry on, ladies and gentlemen. The colonel and I are finished here." 2 weeks later, his retirement packet hit the system-wide gossip. Net's listed cause as chronic migraines. Translation: he became the cautionary tale told in every officer's club from Bragg to Belvoir. Mom moved into a sunny apartment 10 minutes from me. She's learning she doesn't have to fold anyone else's sheets ever again. Last month, I pinned on my second star. The ceremony was quiet, windowless, classified location. No speeches, no brass bands, just the soft click of metal on epaulette and the knowledge that somewhere in Virginia a retired colonel flinches every time he hears heels on hardwood. Respect isn't demanded at volume. It's delivered at the speed and in silence. Drop your own, they had no idea who I really was. Story below. I read every single one. And if you've ever watched a bully's ego implode in real time, smash that like button. See you in the next one, operators.